Hi guys, this is Nabil Naidu and welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how I make short films in low or no budget. I've been asked a lot about how I make short films with less or no money. So first of all, if you really are ambitious about making films, then there is nothing that can stop you. So I've actually taken down notes today so that I don't forget anything, I don't miss out anything while explaining you guys. If you are starting out as a filmmaker, you don't need a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. If you have a smartphone, that's all. That's it. There are people out there who are making feature films with iPhones and smartphones. I recently saw a movie called See You Soon on Amazon Prime. It's a Malayalam film which was entirely shot on the iPhone. Another movie called 2024, it's on Disney Plus, which was entirely shot on the OnePlus 9 Pro. So smartphone cameras have come a long way. So you don't have to rely on someone else, So when I started out as a filmmaker, I used to borrow cameras from my friends. And before that, when as a kid, I used to use my dad's phone, those old Nokia phones, with 2-3 megapixel cameras. I used to shoot with that. If you really are interested, if you really are ambitious, then anything would work for you. So today we're going to take a look at my short film that I made 3 years ago called Pretty Seas, which I made in a budget of around 500 rupees. That is around $6, I guess. So that's it, 500 rupees. It was less than that, not exactly 500. So let's take a look at my film and how I made it in such a low budget. When I started out as a filmmaker, I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials. I followed a lot of filmmaking channels on YouTube. YouTube is where I started everything, to be honest. I actually followed the filmmaking rules while making films. I even broke some rules, but I'm not a professional filmmaker. I didn't go to film school. So when you start out as a filmmaker, if you're making films, fiction films or non-fiction, see, there are 3 stages. First is the pre-production, then the production, then comes post-production. So pre-production is where you prepare for your short film or film, where you get the actors, where you make the script, where you get the props, where you get the costumes, you go location scoutings. That's the pre-production phase. And production is where you actually shoot the film, and post-production is where you do the editing. This includes color grading and stuff like that. And basically how I made this film is I'm a big fan of post-apocalyptic and zombie films. So I had this little story in my mind, which I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I was very bad at script writing back then. I watched a lot of tutorials on YouTube about script writing and wrote a pretty decent story for my film. Then I made a storyboard. Storyboard is basically a graphic representation where you make sketches or illustrations of your shots. It's like pre-visualizing on a piece of paper. Then I wanted actors, of course. I couldn't hire actors because I was on a budget. So I approached my friends and they were more than happy to be a part of it. And after that, me and my friends, we began location scouting. I wanted to shoot this in an abandoned building. Lots of kids making noise outside. I'm really sorry. So I wanted to shoot this in an abandoned building in the middle of the jungle. So we actually luckily got a location. We found a location, and this was the pre-production phase. So I took almost 3 days to shoot this film. Not to shoot, production took just like an hour or maybe 2 hours. So 2 days. First day involved, preparing the actors and getting the costumes and getting the props. And day 2 involved location scouting and rehearsals. We of course rehearsed for this film. And day 3 involved production and post-production. So we shot the film before noon and edited it post noon. I wanted to shoot this in overcast conditions, so a cloudy weather was what I wanted, and luckily it was very cloudy that day. So a cloudy weather is like having a giant soft box overhead with even lighting. You don't get those deep shadows. The lighting is perfect, it's even. I placed the actor in the building near a window, which the window acted as the key light. And for the fill light, I actually used this emergency lantern. Okay, it's like 1,000 rupees, like I don't know, $12-13, I guess. So this was for the fill light, and this was really helpful. And for the costumes, we used our old clothes because we had to spoil it with blood, fake blood, and we had to tear it up. So we used old clothes. And for the fake blood, we used choco powder, we used chocolate syrup, red and green food color. So we mixed it up and we made like a paste. It was like, it didn't look like blood, did, I don't know. It was edible blood, so it was tasty. Just kidding. Yeah, we did taste it. And for the fake gun, we bought a toy gun, an airsoft gun, for around 200 rupees. That's around $2. And then talking about the camera that I used my Lumix GH5. I had just one lens back then. It's a wide angle lens, which was used for wide shots. And for the close-up shots, I borrowed my friend's Canon 1300D, which is like an entry-level DSLR. It shoots only at 1080p at 24 frames per second. And I used a 50mm prime lens for close-up shots, headshots. See, if I didn't have a camera back then, if I didn't have my GH5, I would have used a phone, because smartphone cameras, I'm talking about 2022, smartphone cameras have come a long way. You just need a smartphone camera. There are so many apps that you can use, third-party apps. There's this app called Filmmaking Pro, which I use on my iPhone. It's like using a cinema camera. It's like using a camera. It has all the functions. You can manually focus and all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do if you're starting out as a filmmaker. So don't stress much. And sorry, I forgot something. And for the music, I approached my very talented friend who is an aspiring music producer and an EDM artist. I asked him if he would want to make the background score for this film, and he was more than happy to do it. So this is how you prepare yourself for a short film when you have no money or when you're on a budget. You get your friends involved, you get your family involved, ask them to help you out. And there are so many aspiring artists out there. There are so many cinematographers who have just started out, music artists. You can do a collaboration with them. You can give them credit for that, and it's like an exposure for everyone, right? Life is easier now. Just make a use of it and keep learning. Don't ever stop learning. Okay, and allow me to quote the great Albert Einstein: once you stop learning, you start dying. So don't die. So that's it for today. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Give this video a like. If you're new to this channel, make sure you've subscribed and hit the notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I'll be posting more videos like these related to filmmaking, and do subscribe to my main channel as well, because I'm actually working on a script right now. It's almost done, and 3 years ago I actually shot a film. The teaser is out on my main channel called Karma. It's still in the post-production phase. I know it's been 3 years, but I'm really sorry. So I'll be talking about that in another video soon. And yeah, that's it for today. And yep, I won't be uploading any cover songs in this channel or anything that's related to music. I'm starting another channel called Dawn South with a very close friend of mine who is also an aspiring singer. So we'll be posting our anything related to music in that channel. So I'll put the link in the description. Make sure you subscribe to that as well. And yeah, thank you for sticking around to the end. And yo, I just forgot. So today's movie recommendation is Malayan Kunju. It's a Malayalam film. It's a survival thriller film, and the main protagonist is Fahad Fasil. And I'm not gonna give out spoilers. You know, you go ahead and watch it and let me know how it was. And yeah, see you until next time. Bye bye.